You're going to want to get your Deforeal figures at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description sooner rather than later. These sell out quick. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and welcome back to another Deforeal figure review for you. Today, actually, we're going to do something a little different. Normally, I would go ahead and do whatever I can to get as many videos cranked out for your enjoyment, but this time what I'm thinking about is let's go ahead and kill two birds with one stone. Today, I have a double review for you for the Godzilla and Anguirus 1955 Deforeals. Now, what's interesting is that there is a Rick version of this set in which both are different colors. Yep. Reds and blues are included in there. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and review the standards, and since those are sold together in a set, let's do the review together as a set. So these are going to be in grayscale, black and white, and some folks seem to not be posting too many pictures about these. Why? I don't know, because generally speaking, these rock, and these have to be some of my favorite Deforeals in recent release memory. Why? Let's take a look to see whether or not you should add them into your collection. What's really cool about these two releases, and I can pretty much talk about them both at the same time without having to explicitly mention one figure over the other, except for when we talk about the back, because, you know, Anguirus has that shell, kind of like a shell with the spikes, and Godzilla's got the dorsal plates. Yeah. So I guess there I kind of have to differentiate. But anyway, what I can just say about one figure pretty much applies immediately to the other. And that's not something I've been able to do with things that are sort of matches together. So sort of like, let's say a Goku Figuarts to a Vegeta Figuarts, or a Godzilla King of the Monsters figure to a Ghidorah King of the Monsters figure. Here, it seems like the same folks who worked on the Godzilla 1955 Deforeal and the Anguirus 1955 Deforeal got together and said, let's make sure that the exact paints are used, let's make sure the exact vinyl mixture is used, and the exact decals for the eyes were used on both of these figures, because what it happened to one seemingly happened to the other. What am I talking about? Okay, so we have the 360 spin views. You can see what they look like in general. Let's take a closer look where you will see that a nice, fantastic gray vinyl was used to really capture at the baseline some good details in the sculpt. That is fine. That is dandy. Then, to really enhance those details, a nice whitish, light gray dry brushing was used to kick up those details, so this way you would be able to see, ah yes, nice folds in the skin, nice scutes, nice keloid scarring, all of that good stuff. Then we have the things like the claws, which, guess what? Fantastic dry brushing there, and paint applications to really bring out the fact that these are separate from the hands. We have things like teeth, which admittedly in some spots it looks like there's a little bit of bleed over onto the gums, but it's not that huge of a deal because guess what? They're mostly hidden, so the teeth, they look fantastic. Godzilla's eyes, I had to look very close. I do believe they are slightly, ever so slightly off center. It is not an issue at all, but Godzilla's eyes look fantastic, and Anguirus' eyes look fantastic, and they look great because they are simply white for everything else with a nice big old black dot in the center for the pupil. Fantastic. They look great. I mean, realistically speaking, I don't know what I can say aside from repeating myself over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. I think it's good. Now, moving on to the unique features for these two figures, like I made mention earlier, Anguirus' back shell, if you will. What I think is actually interesting is that there is a split right down the middle of Anguirus' back. Now, those of you who are into sort of the concept artwork and behind-the-scenes stuff may recall that there was originally some form of concept for Anguirus in the Heisei era where that was able to split open. I think it was for Bagan, I believe, at some point. But anyway, that is found here on this figure, which I think is pretty neat. And Godzilla's dorsal plates are here as well, and it's sculpted and painted well. So yeah, I don't have much to say other than if you're worried about any sort of quality control issues or paint application hiccups, not to be found here at all. At least not on mine. Now, moving on over to a size comparison, they're going to be here together because, let's be honest here, you're probably not going to have one without the other, though I can understand why you would get Anguirus without Godzilla, because you probably have a whole bunch of Godzillas right now, and you don't need another, but regardless, they're both together here. Here's a size comparison with some other figures you just might have on the shelf, and as you can see, they should blend in swimmingly with some other chibi Defo-esque figures you just might have. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Generally speaking, whether you're going to go with the Rick coloration version or you're going to go with these, which will be much more available at retail, I do have to say, looks like these are great. I'm very happy that I went with the grayscale black and white ones because they're fantastic. They are a match made in heaven, and I love them. Now, the only reason why I didn't get another picture of Anguirus is because, gonna be honest with you, I really couldn't think of one to take. So, yep. Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of stalling. Please just watch to the end of the video. They're both great figures. All right, so credits. Let's roll them. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.